Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, Fixing It Up with Sandra. In case you're new here, I'm Sandra. And today we are making a wreath. I have not made a wreath in so long. And today we're gonna make a really cute wine wreath. And let me just take it out of the package because the shine from the package, I don't think you'll be able to see it correctly. So anyways, here is our metal sign. Yes, it is square. No, we are not using a square form. I love this, and I got it from, for those who want to know, Three Birds Nest. I'm just trying to make sure it's in the camera. Three Bird Nest Co. I want to make sure that you add the co if you are looking for this wine sign. You can get it circular, you can get it big, you can get it small. I love this company. Make sure you, like I said, you put Three Bird Nest Co. because Three Birds Nest is a beautiful clothing company. They're on Etsy, I love them, but you need Co. to get these cute metal signs. So anyway, so we have this. We're gonna be using a work wreath right here that I got from Paper Mart. I wanna show you, and of course I will be pointing the camera down in just a few moments. And we are going to be using a 10 by 10 yards fabric. It's a burgundy fabric mesh. I've got some really cute ribbons. Of course, I've got little trinkets to put onto my wreath. Everything that I'm using will be linked in the description box below, except for some of the ribbon because, well, I'll just put where I got the ribbon. I've been collecting this for a while, so I don't have all the links to that. We are going to be using my Bodabra. And let me just say a couple of things before we get started. One, I do apologize if there's any like whooshing noise. Here it's been 112, I'm not even joking. And so we've got several fans going in the house. The AC is going in the living room, which is right here. So I apologize, but that is the only way that I can do these videos. Second, I want to say, unfortunately, I will not be putting all of my instructions in the description box. So for those who are just like, tell me how to do it, I don't want to watch, I am so sorry, but you will have to watch this entire video to know how to do this entire wreath because I will not be putting it in the description box. And for those who want like recipes, details, this specifically may or may not be in my Patreon. I think I might have some notes in there, but I do have a Patreon account where you can support me and my craft and all of that fun stuff. The link is there. It's a membership platform where there's 5 different levels. It's as low as $1. It goes up to 50 depending on how much you want to support. And there's all kinds of fun stuff that you can access on there that you're never gonna see here on YouTube. And a lot of it's gonna be like behind the scenes, like details. You can have one-on-one conversations with me, all the fun stuff. I highly recommend that you check it out. So it'll be in the description box below. And besides that, let's get started. And fair warning, this is gonna be a chatty Cathy video. I know some people are like, I don't like when you talk too much. Just tell me how to make it. Sorry guys, we are, this is a new era. It's been a 6 to 7 month hiatus for me. And I've learned a lot and I want to be chatty. So let's chat. But I am going to point the camera down and we're going to get started on this. So let's just do that. So like I said, we are working with a work wreath. This is the 15-inch work wreath. I will put the link in the description box for this specific one. You can see that it's a tan work wreath, and I'm going to go ahead and open up all of the pipe cleaners. And we are going to do a loop. We're going to do the loops through here. We're not going to cut the mesh, so it's just going to be one continuous strand. And I do want to say that I do have so many beginner level, beginner friendly tutorials for wreath making on my channel. This is gonna kind of go a little fast. I'm not gonna go as in depth on some of the things that we're doing. If you need that, I highly recommend you check out one of my beginner level wreath tutorials. This, I mean, I'm gonna explain things, but we're gonna go a little bit faster and more detailed. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get our mesh on here. I think I will zip tie this eventually, and I'm just gonna drop this off to the side of me to help make this easier. And like I said, it's probably been almost a year since I made a wreath. Actually, I'm lying. We're gonna go inside out. That's what I want to do. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and tuck that in here, like so, give it a couple turns. I'm gonna pull to about 17 inches, and I'm just gonna show you what that is. I'm gonna measure rough right now. So to right about there, this is a very rough measurement, which is a little bit past my elbows. So maybe I'll just, yeah, do it right to my elbows. Okay. I don't want the bubbles too big because then there's like gaps. So go ahead, just see how that one looks. Maybe we'll pull it in just a little bit tighter. All right. Okay, I do like how that one is. All right, we're just gonna go ahead and tighten that in. We're probably gonna have a little bit left over, which is totally fine by me. All right, so I definitely am excited about making this specific wreath. I've been holding on to all of this for about a year, and I specifically wanted to make a wine wreath because Lake County is known for its wines. Now, we are about 2 hours north of Napa, and I know when you hear Napa, of course, that automatically says wine country. But did y'all know, a little history, that actually Lake County was the first like wine area, and we have delicious wines. The land is prime for growing grapes because we have a volcano here, which is still active, but it's been dormant for like about 100 years, but it is active. And because of our volcano here, we have really rich nutrient soil in that volcanic soil, so you get a different kind of grapes here. And so we used this, all of Lake County was hops and grapes, so it was perfect for beer and wine. And it wasn't until Prohibition that came along, and they had to rip out all of their vineyards and the hops and all of that, and what they did after that was plant pear trees. So we were the pear capital for a very long time. But people are now ripping out their pear orchards and putting in wine, and putting in vineyards. So if you're a wine lover, you definitely have to check out Lake County wines. If you are not local, no matter where you're at, I would definitely check them out. We have a lot of beautiful award-winning wineries around here, so it's definitely something you want to look into if you're a wine lover. Because of that, I am making a wine wreath, and hopefully a wine lover around here is going to fall in love and want this on their doors, in their homes, whatnot. So yeah, and I really love this fabric mesh. It is of course pricier than you know, your typical the plasticky mesh. I like the fact that it's not super grabby. It does make, in my opinion, the wreath look more elegant, and that's definitely what I'm going for right now. Maybe this will end up in one of the local wineries around here. My friend does own a wine studio, so maybe it'll end up in her place. You never know. So yeah, there's a little tidbit on Lake County, California. You guys were wondering where it's at. And yeah, I used to be a very big wine drinker until I stopped drinking 7, 8 years ago, somewhere in that. Every now and then I do have a sip because, like I just said, we have some incredible wines, and I just gotta taste them. And I'm more of a sweet wine person, so like a Moscato, not port, but you know, Moscatos are definitely my favorite kind of winds. All right, so now that we've got this all the way around, okay, like so, we're gonna go ahead and fluff. Now, when I first started out wreath making, I used to be horrified that you could see the wires. Nobody told me to be horrified. I don't know why. It was my own, my own issue. And if you find yourself in that same predicament where you're like, why do I see wire? It's okay. It's truly okay. Like I said, I don't know why I would react the way that I did. But now we're gonna fluff these all out. And I think Nugget, if y'all remember my little orange tabby, is about to join us. She's below me. She hasn't tapped me on the waist just yet for attention, so we're still good. So anyways, I'm just gonna fluff it out, and there she goes. Come on, Nug. Come on, get up. I'm just gonna pull out this chair for her, so you might see her in this little area right here. Come on, Nug. You guys remember she would join me when I would work in my office. There's little Nug Nug. Can you show me your face? Okay. When I would work in there, but it is so hot in there, we're not doing that. Okay, so now that we have, and let me adjust the camera. All right, now that we have our full fluffy wreath here, we do have some left over. I might cut this up and add pieces into here, but in the meantime, we're just gonna leave it there. So here is our wreath, and here is the sign. So I'm thinking like so, but we're gonna add, I like to add my sign right now because then I wanna add the ribbon around that. So let me go ahead and grab some wires so we can add the sign to our, so I forgot to tell them to drill holes in my sign. Okay, it's not a big deal, crisis is averted, because we have these little tabs right here, and I'm just gonna stick them on like so. They're like these little 3M. I'm gonna show you guys here in just a second. This is what they look like. I use these all the time to hang lights at my shop, things around here, my plants, all kinds of stuff. So we're just gonna stick these. Now I could, if I wanted to, drill holes in them, in this right now, but I don't want to. So we're just gonna go with this. So I've got my wire. Now you could use zip ties if you wanted to. I'm just gonna go ahead and use wire right now. And I like to thread it through like this, open that up, and pull this through. Now you don't want to pull too hard when you have these little guys on. I mean, they do stick pretty dang well, but still, they are held on by a tacky tape, so. All right. Now with this wreath, what I have not done before with my other wreaths, I've never really gone like full blown into it with ribbon. Like I've kept it, I mean, we've used, you know, ribbon, but I kind of kept it kind of minimal, which for this wreath, I want to, you know, do more of a pizzazz. So we're gonna use quite a bit more ribbon that I have in the past. So once, like I said, that's one of the reasons why I want to get this sign on, because I want to see where I will place all of this ribbon. All right, we're good to go here, and then just one more. And you can see how the crisis is averted. These, like I said, these little 3M command hooks I will put in the description box so you can grab some. They're always good to have. I mean, for just anything in general. Like I said, I hang my plants with them, lights, all kinds of stuff. They just work really well. We've got all 4 on. Now, let's go ahead and pop this onto our wreath frame. Okay. Let me see if I got this one. And when I first tie it down, I make it kind of loose because I've done the mistake where I really secured it on there and then it was not in the place that I wanted it to be. So I'm just getting all of this out of here as well. There we go. So yeah, don't go crazy until you have it, like till you know it's in the right spot. All right, so we're gonna do this. There we go. And over on my Patreon, just to talk about that for just another second, you can, depending on the level that you choose, you can do fan request. So you can request, as long as it's in line with something that I already do, like if you're wanting a specific wreath, we can do that. So, and you know what? I just realized that's not where I want it. Good thing I didn't secure that thing on. So it just so happens when I finished, I kind of got a few extra loops than I do all the way around, and that's where I wanted my top to be. And like I said, I just realized that. So let's do this. So anyways, back to the Patreon. You can do fan request. Again, if you're wanting to do maybe a specific kind of wreath, you can ask for it on there. And like I said, or a kind of a product that I already make, or, you know, something that you just have a general question about. Is, you know, I am 3 years, almost 3 years into owning a business, and although I am still learning, oh gosh, am I still learning, I can definitely tell you things not to do, or like, watch out for this because nobody will tell you, and it will be something that you find out the hard way. Like, I'm all about telling you guys before you find out the hard way. So anyways, yeah, so there's lots of info that'll be on, like I said, my Patreon. But if you're like, hey, how do I request something specific? It'll be through Patreon only. And let's do this. All right, I think I have it to where I want it. So I'm still gonna leave it kind of loose, you know, but this is how it looks so far. I love it. I don't know like what made me want to have a square picture or sign. It's just something that I have not done, I don't think. And so I'm like, you know, why not? And we're just gonna set this over here for right now. All right, here are my ribbons. So I have this cute ribbon right here. You can see it has the blush, Pinot, Chardonnay, all the fun stuff. And then we have this darker one right here, and this says uncork and unwind right there. So we've got these two. I've got a burgundy and black. I've got a solid black, which is a fabric ribbon. And then I have a couple of gold just because, you know, I wanted to maybe like make it sparkle with that one. And then I do have a gold glitter. We'll see about this one. But we're gonna go ahead and open these up. And I do have my Bodabra that I am working with right now. Okay. Some of these come from Michael's, like during the Halloween time, like this one did right here. So I will not have a link for that because I bought it in store. If you're just curious, it's this, the Celebrate, right there. These I did get off of, as well as my wreath frame. I got it from Paper Mart. I'll have to double check, but either Paper Mart or Craft Outlet. So Yes, and then I got these. Now I know, you never really want to order wreath making supplies off of Amazon if you can avoid it. But I couldn't find these anywhere else. And so I did order them off of Amazon. I don't care, it was a splurge, but it is what I wanted for this wreath. So let's go ahead and pull the Burlap right here. And let's start with, you know what, we are gonna use this. I think we're gonna end up using all 6. So actually we're gonna go with a black base. And I want to do a tail. So I am gonna cut this like so. I'm just gonna make sure that they're even. All right, so there we go, got it pulled. And I technically should have wire through this right now. I might eventually go get a pipe cleaner, or not a pipe cleaner, a zip tie. So I'm actually gonna bend that right there so I know my spot. There we go. I love this Burlap just because I am not good at holding everything in my hand still. I envy the creators and the wreath makers that are able to do that. It is something I am hopefully able to do at some point in time. All right, and then let's twist it. All right, there we go. Let me make sure that this is even. All right, cut it right here. Make sure when you cut that you're leaving enough, but not too much, for the ribbon to or the wire to grab onto. So there's probably like maybe 1.5 inches that is left over right there. So, and I'm going to adjust it as we're going, just so I can see how this looks. So I want this to kind of go like that. I don't want to do 2 solids. I want to kind of switch it up. And like so. This is just going to be a fun one because, like I said, I have not made a wreath in so long. And I've got a few more planned out, so don't worry. Like if you're like, is this going to be the only wreath for like quite some time? No, I have quite a few more that I'm ready for. And you can see that I did this one a little different. I didn't cut the tail by itself because I didn't want to. Sometimes there's no other explanation besides because I said so, because I didn't want to, all of that fun stuff. But this is what I'm actually going to do now. Let's change this up like so. Okay, and then these are going to come down. All right, and then let's get a wine one in there. Okay, this is a fun one. I've made wine wreaths before, but nothing like this. And so that's why I'm just so excited to do this one. I've got the fancy ribbon, and it definitely was a little bit of a splurge, and that's why this wreath is not so beginner friendly, because the products that we're using as well is a little bit more expensive. But that's okay. Hopefully this sells. And this could always go into a wine raffle. There's a lot of wine events that happen around here with the wineries, and so you never know. You never know. Okay, so then let's go ahead and do this gold. Okay, I see it. I have there's a method to my madness happening now. I'm starting to get comfortable. So yeah. So anyways, like I said, this is gonna be a chatty video. I hope you guys are enjoying me coming back, and that you guys are ready to see all of the stuff that I have in store. It has been a long time of brainstorming all of the fun stuff. You know, what am I gonna do? What's gonna be different? And I just really hope that you guys love what we're doing, what I'm doing now. Actually, yeah, this way. I'm gonna do this one a little bit shorter, and I can't wait to hear your guys' comments and see what you guys think, what you guys are looking forward to the most. And I've learned a lot. So I've said this before, some of the things that I've talked about or taught in my previous videos, maybe when you see my new ones come out, because I'm constantly learning and constantly growing, it may be completely different. And so I encourage you to, to allow that to happen, allow me to grow and to, learn and change when necessary. So I don't think I've really changed too much when it's come to wreath making, although now I understand, just like with anything, that this is a lot of math. There's a lot more that goes behind this than I had really just ever thought about. And the more and more I go, okay, this is more like just like anything else I create, there's all this other stuff. I'm like, okay, things are starting to make sense, but like I said, I am learning new techniques, all the fun stuff. So hopefully that'll come out here. All right, so now we're gonna really tighten this up. And let me pause to go get a zip tie, because that's what I think I really need right now, is a zip tie. Grab my zip tie. I've got a black one right here, just because I can feel the thickness of this. And I'm like, I don't want to chance this coming out. I'm still gonna leave my wire there. I still need it to attach to my frame. It's just, I want that little bit of extra security that the zip tie will give me. All right, we got that on there, good. Let's go ahead and, there we go. All right, so, not even gonna try. Okay, we're gonna fluff this up, and of course, make the ducktails. Fancy out the ends of the ribbon, for sure. And one thing again with wreath making, I am not as afraid, I'm not gonna say I'm not afraid of getting extra creative. I had a boundary, and I'm like, oh, we can't do that because, that's not what wreath making is about, or, again, my own head setting up my own limitations and whatnot. So I've worked through all of that and trying to get through like imposter syndrome and all the things. So yes, this is a very, very big bow. My Lanta. Okay. I'm fluffing all of this up, and then I just kind of want to give it a little bit of structure. What do y'all think right now? We're gonna do a mini one like so for another side. Okay. Let's just go ahead and get these all fancied up. I almost forgot how to cut them. And the holidays are right around the corner. I cannot wait to make Halloween wreaths. I think though, like, I don't know. I love all the holidays, so I can't be too... Nugget found a zip tie that I dropped and didn't pick up. But I really do love the holiday wreaths. Those are my favorite. All the trinkets, you know me, I'm a trinket gal. I like to put all the trinkets on the wreath. So I'm looking forward to that. I've been stockpiling some holiday mesh. Well, Halloween mesh, let me be specific. So we will definitely have some Halloween wreaths coming up. And I gotta get some picks because I'm not, again, this is where I'm like, okay, we're gonna start getting fancy. I'm going to be ordering some picks for the wreaths, which I've rarely used doing a tutorial. So again, it is, that's why I say the beginner friendly kind of thing. Picks can be pricey. These are gonna be pricier wreaths. So they can be like taught beginner level, but like when it comes to the cost, I just wanna put it out there that the cost of these wreaths that I want to now start making are just gonna be a little bit more up there in price. So anywho, all right, we've got our wreath, I'm sorry, our ribbon, pardon me. And I think we're gonna do right here. Okay, yes, that looks like a good spot, but I wanna do a couple of more. I wanna do a total of 3, which is something I have never done before. And again, loose tie, like so. All right, let me back up. I'm gonna have to move the camera. Okay, so we have the one like so. And then there's the top of the wreath. I'm actually gonna move it. See, this is why I tie loose, like I said, because it's not where I want it. I want it more towards the top, but not in the center. There we go. We're gonna do it right there. That's where it's going. And don't I make wreath making look so elegant? Oh goodness, how I've missed all of these. Oh my gosh, yes, yes, yes. Okay, totally happy. Like I said, the sign is not, you know, 100% like secured in place because I want to make sure that this is where I wanted it. This is where I wanted it. So now I'm going to go ahead off camera, just secure everything down so it stays in place and we can add our other 2 wine ribbon. All right, so we have our bow kind of like off to the side like a cute little hat. And this is how it looks so far. And we're gonna add some more ribbon all the way around. I want this to be dripping in ribbon. Like I said, it's my first time doing that. But again, let me point this camera down. Someday we'll be able to afford an automatic camera thing. Okay, so I want to do, let's go specific with the, since it is a wine wreath, we're gonna go specific with these 4, like so, but I want to do a different style. We're just going to do loops like so. We're going to pinch that. Oh, you know what? We're going to do a zip tie. So I'm just going to throw that in there so when it's ready, we can just pull it up and do like so. So there's one. Actually, I'm gonna make the loop bigger. We've got that. And actually, I probably should have measured this. All right, so what are we doing? It's too long, so we're just gonna do it in half. It's at 15, okay. So this is about 30 inches each ribbon cut. Okay, so there we go. So now we've got another one, and we're gonna do it this way. We're gonna do this one in a 30-inch cut. Like so. You know what, I should go ahead and do the fancy ends right now. Pinch that. And then this one. There we go. So 30-inch cuts. All right. Actually, I want it to go this way. Oh, I want the loop. So this is a loop right here. I want the other loop of the wine to be right there. So that's why I'm trying to make sure. So each loop is a wine loop like this. And then I'll make the other ones fancy in just a second. I want to go ahead and pull this up. Get my zip tie on. Swing it around to the back. And we're just gonna connect this onto the wreath with one of the pipe cleaners. But in the meantime, we're gonna go ahead, like I said, make these ends fancy. And the other end. Like so. We're gonna go ahead and fluff, pull apart, fluff, pull this apart, but like make both of them in the same direction, like that. And then fluff and pull apart. Okay, I really want this one to be twisted like that. Okay, so now we're gonna grab our wreath. I would throw all that on the floor, but my cat is waiting below to catch something. Okay, so now we're just gonna bring this right here. I'm gonna stand up to look down on it. And maybe right here. Huh. Okay, so now I'm just attaching it with the pipe cleaner that's already on this frame. Just give it a couple of twirls. And then, you know, pin it back so it's not sticking straight up. And then of course, readjusting. That's what I didn't truly understand for like the longest time, is that wreaths are constantly being readjusted. So there we go. So now we have our second, which again, point this camera up and like so. Okay, do I have it right? Yes. So we've got one, our big ribbon right here, we got a little one right here, and we're gonna put one more down below. And then we might fill it in, I'm not sure, but we're definitely loving the bows so far. And we're gonna do another one like that, but we're gonna do opposite of how we laid it down. So we're gonna do the gold on the bottom, because remember we did that on the top last time. Okay. There we go. And then I guess I should go ahead and warm up my glue gun because we're going to add those trinkets on too. I did not forget about that. So there's one. All right, those two. Let's kind of cut this in half. Time. Actually, that did save me time. Okay. There we go. And one more. Little Miss Nugget is loving the stuff that I'm dropping. She's got all kinds of things to play with right below me. All right. Oh, since we're still being chatty Cathy, again, I'm going to mention my Patreon because I'm really excited about this membership platform. I really hope that you guys enjoy it too. I know a lot of times when I create things on YouTube or just, you know, actually overall in real life, people have asked me over and over, how are you pricing? Like, how do you price this? How do you price that? On my Patreon, on certain levels, I will have pricing for wreaths. I might do this one specifically. I didn't count the measurements on the giant bow that we have here, but I'll do it. I guess I can do it still for the other bows because I know how much everything costs. So anyways, if that is something, again, that you are interested in, you're like, hey, I make wreaths. I don't know if I'm pricing them correctly. I don't know, or charging correctly. How do I charge for my area? I get that all the time. And how do you actually make money when selling a wreath? Because believe me, there are so many people that are out there that are not getting paid the correct amount of money for something they create. And I know some of you guys are going to say, well, in my area, I could never get what I want for the wreath. I couldn't get that because of one reason or another. Like, either you don't think that anybody in your area will pay that much, whatever it is. I want to talk about that, debunk a lot of the things that we believe when we come to makers. Well, people are always asking for discounts, or, you know, all the things. If you're a maker, I don't care if you've only made one thing, you've heard the stuff. And so I am huge on that, especially after, you know, owning my shop. It's one of the things that I have learned, and one of the things that I stand behind unwavering no matter what. And it's information that I think is very important for you to hear. If you choose to do something completely different, I mean, it is your product. By all means, do what works best for you. But I will give you the truth. I will give you formulas. I will give you advice to the best of my knowledge, and how I have managed to have my shop, as hard as it is in this time, to make money off of my products, to sell my products, all of the fun stuff, you know, because I truly, truly want every single maker to make money on products that they create. Because unless you are well off, which God bless you if you are, unless you are well off, the creating, crafting, fun time, my escape, whatever you want to call this, it can get very expensive. And I don't need to explain that to anybody. So yeah, I definitely want you to somehow get your money's worth and be paid for your talent. So yeah, so that'll be on Patreon as well. All right, so we've got the ribbon on here like so. I've got these tucked back. And you know, I've said this before, I never cut off all of my pipe cleaners until the very end because you never know if I'm going to add something later on. So I never cut them off early. Okay, so there we go. Just spreading everything out. We've got that on. Now it's time to add my trinkets. I am so excited about this, and I'm going to do my best to get the camera pointing down so you can see what I'm doing as I'm doing it instead of all of these funny angles. But first, before we do that, I just want to give you a little peek. So we do have extra ribbon. I'm loving this, and I might add a couple of like little spritz of ribbon up top. I'm not sure just yet, but we're gonna add on the trinkets and then we might add some more ribbon. And this is why I say I don't ever cut my pipe cleaners until the very end. All right, I think we've got it good. So first of all, I wanna show you these little wine bottles. Super cute. Let me see if I can get it in there. Oh my God, aren't they so cute? So I'm just gonna add a little bit of glue to the back and place it on our wreath. Oh my God. Me and trinkets, I love them. I think they add a little bit of pizzazz to the wreath, and I know that a lot of the wreath makers I know don't use like little trinkets like I'm using. They use a lot of picks, which is where I think I differ from a lot of wreath makers, but that's okay. I really, like I said, I really want to get into picks, especially like with Christmas. Oh my gosh. I think that those wreaths with those beautiful Christmas picks are absolutely gorgeous. Not to say that my wreaths with trinkets aren't, but there's just something about the those holiday wreaths with the trinkets that I just love. All right, so we're gonna add one like so. Okay, now I'm not going overboard with them. I just want a little dusting of them. And then of course, I got these adorable wine glasses. And so we're just, again, going to, these are a little bit heavier, so it's just probably gonna need a little bit more glue and a little bit more holding until it actually really adheres to this wreath, but I'm excited. Again, I'm a trinket gal, but when I honestly looked for picks for this wreath specifically, and I couldn't find them, and what I came up with were these little wine bottles. Nugget, she's trying to eat my plant. I've been propagating so many plants this season, and so I've got clippings in a lot of areas, and Nugget couldn't be happier. Okay. All right, and with these little wine glasses, they do have, I'm just gonna show you real fast. They do have, let me get in there, like a little cut out, like a little hole punched. So if you love these and you don't use all of them and you wanted to maybe make a necklace, maybe a pair of earrings, it's already prepped for you to do so. So I think that would be really cute. I do sell wine earrings in my shop. they're smaller than that. But I do sell them and they're super cute and they go really fast. Okay, I think that's about it with the wine trinkets. I'm gonna let this cool and then we'll pick it up and then we'll see what else. All right, so here's what it looks like. We're gonna do it up close. It's got the wine bottles, so cute. And we've got extra ribbon. Now, if we had picks everywhere, I would be absolutely in heaven. Oh gosh, maybe I could add some greenery. See, this is the thing, like, it's kind of like when people paint, they're like, we're gonna add this, we're gonna add that. And you know, that's how I work when I do wreaths, because I'm not the traditional like wreath maker. Let me go see if I can find some greenery. Maybe, maybe not. All right, I found greenery. Now, it is not glued in. I'm just gonna show you. I simply found some in my office, and what do y'all think? Again, it's not glued down. I still have to pull it all out, but now I feel like, okay, that looks really good there. So we're gonna add some greenery and I'm gonna show you how I do it. I'm not gonna lay my wreath down because I work better with it up, and so we're going to add it while it's still hanging on this door, but we're gonna add it in that little corner and then our wreath is complete. All right, so now we're gonna add our floral pieces. So I have my glue gun and my pieces behind the camera. I'm sorry, that's just how it works. And I'm just adding some glue. I don't have my little dipping pot out here for the glue. And then we're just going to tuck it in like so and let it rest a little bit until it is adhered to that. All right, and a lot of this comes from the Dollar Tree and or Michael's, and I've been collecting floral pieces for a very, very long time. So I just happen to have all of this stuff, and I thought these were super cute. I got these at the Dollar Tree and they just look like little grapes, so I thought they would work perfect in this project. So all right, let's get this. Oh, I'm just so happy that we decided to put some greenery and found some pieces that I had in my office to go on this project. All right, and I do apologize for the angles and whatnot. This is just how it works for me. Got glue everywhere. Okay, just trying to figure out how to get this all in there. Get a little bit of the burgundy. I'm gonna add some orange to that. And I'm just trying to see, maybe that'll come right there. It's been so long, like I said, since I've done YouTube. Sometimes I forget to speak because I think I'm just standing here by myself doing this. I mean, I am, but y'all know what I mean. Okay. So, of course, I'm gonna ask in the comments, would you have done greenery, flowers, or would you have left that space the way it was? What do you guys think? Have to say, I'm super curious. Don't want it to go, and I'm gonna have to cross. All right. What would you guys have done? I'm super curious. I'm trying to get this like wedged in here, but in a certain kind of direction. There we go. And we're gonna add a little bit more greenery onto this side. I'm kind of like Bob Ross is playing in my head, like, oh, we'll just put some happy little trees right over here. That's right, just some happy little trees right here. Okay, so I do want something right there. I just want it to stay in place. Okay. All right, so Yes. Would you have gone with the colors that I'm choosing? Very curious. And usually you guys are pretty nice about things, even if it's not exactly what you would have done. That's why I don't hesitate to ask anymore, because you guys are really nice about being polite. So, which I have found to be rare. My community is definitely one of a kind, very special, because you guys are actually all really nice. Like I said, even if you don't agree with me, rarely do I get any kind of a comment that I'm just like, what in the world, you know? So I feel comfortable to ask, what do you guys think? I do want to add a little bit of orange into this, since it's since we're doing warm colors. Just gonna add this little piece in there. Add a little bit more of the burgundy to it. Happy little trees is all I can hear. And I'm so sorry about the terrible angle. I wish I knew a better way. Maybe you guys will tell me in the comments. And just a few more pieces and then we are done. And I'm definitely using different textures in here. Some of it's, you know, more of a, like, these are more of like a plasticky kind of feel. I got them from the Dollar Tree, but I love the color. I love that it has like some warm and the green. So we're using that. Some of them have a more like softer feel. They're not the fabric. Like this is really nice and soft. It's kind of like a velvety kind of a feel. So it's just a little mixture of textures. All right. And then one more orange piece just to kind of even that out. And we're done. Oh my God, I can't say it enough. I'm happy with this. Very, very happy. Okay guys, my arm is gonna be right here. And then, actually I don't want that high. I want it a little bit lower. There we go. All right, Viola, voila, there we go. Let me give it a few minutes to dry and then I'll chat with you. All right guys, what do you think of this wine wreath? I couldn't find pics, but we found some floral, some greenery. I love it. I think it just pulls it all together. In case you're using wondering what kind of scissors I was using, I have had these for many, many years. I have used them in so many different wreath videos and I always get questions about these scissors specifically. So I will put the link in the description box below. Other than that, I'm gonna use those to cut off all of the brown pipe cleaners here. And that is it. I love it. We've got 3 bows of ribbon. We've got the little trinkets. It's not overpowering. And then we've got a little bit of greenery. I think this is absolutely perfect. I cannot wait to get this into the shop. I hope that it will sell quick. If not, you know, we can always do it as a donation. I get that right now people aren't spending money all the time buying stuff like that. And again, depends on where you're at, where you're advertising, where you're selling, all of the fun things. But other than that, I really love this wreath. And I will put together something for Patreon in regards to wreath pricing. It may not be specific to this, but it will definitely be kind of like a guideline or a guide of like how to price your wreaths for the next time that you make one and you're just curious how much would be the minimum. And then of course you can just go from there. Everything's going to be linked in the description box below. And so will my website. I will be posting this on my website as well. I just really appreciate you guys hanging out with me for this entire video. It's probably a little different than you're used to, but I hope that you enjoy the content. And if you do, please give it a thumbs up, share this with your family, make sure that you're subscribed. As you know, I'm just coming back, so we don't have I don't think we ever had a schedule. And so make sure that you're subscribed, so every time I upload a video, when you hit that notification bell, you will be notified that there is a new video. And if you're over on Patreon and you've joined, thank you so much for all of your support. It truly means the world to me, and I'm not even just saying that. Like, I become speechless when I try to express my gratitude, because if you guys have been following me, you know the last few years has been overwhelming, and the outpour of support and love has just been incredible. There will be a video about that, because I'm still trying to process. But anyways, this is today's wreath. I will give you a closer look in just a few minutes, but thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and you know, stay cool wherever you guys are, because it is in the hundreds here. And if you're curious about Lake County wines, definitely check those out. So thank you guys, and I will see you again in my next video.